Hello everyone, we're back with a deep dive into the specific movements of the 31 kumijo, the Sandra no kumijo. And today we'll be covering the movements 13 and 14 on the ukejo side and the 15 and 16 on the uchijo. So stay tuned and we'll explain the movements.
Okay, so let's take a look at this deep dive into these particular movements. When we start, we are going to be, it's actually this particular set of movements is a lot like the beginning of the 31 kumijo in the fact that there's going to be a ski and a block. So instead of starting, for example, in jo kamai and doing a kaishitsuki, we're actually both here starting in ski kamai. And as the attacker, now this might be a little bit confusing, but as the attacker, the attacker, Marcin in this case, is actually going to open. Okay, so we don't want to get confused here. So Marcin is still the attacker. He's opening, and I'm going to do a ski. Okay, so in a way, this is like I said, like the beginning. As I ski, then he's simply going to step back and block. Okay. So instead of the kaishitsuki, I've done just a regular straight kind of choku ski and block. Okay, so now we're here. Now my jo is open, and he's in a good position to do ski, so he's going to respond with a ski. And as he does, I'm going to move back at an angle, coming into place, and bringing the jo just above the head and catching his jo from underneath. So I'm in this position. Again, we've noticed this position before in other movements, other moments here where I can touch his hand, but it's a little bit difficult for him to touch mine. If he just slides over, I'm just out of the way. Okay, so on the ukejo, that's my part. Those are the two movements here for 13 and 14.
So now we're looking at the movements 15 and 16 from the uchijo side, so from the attacker side. And actually for me there is only one movement because the defender, the ukejo, is combining the two movements into one. The two movements from the kata into almost like one movement in the kumijo. But for me there is only, as an attacker, there is only one movement. So actually Durward is going, even though he is the defender in this part of the kumijo, he's attacking me kind of, he's pushing me. So he is going to attack around his head towards my head, and as he does this, I would go also, I will just go underneath his hands. We'll show it in a moment in a more fluid way without explanation. So I will go also around my head, do a block, and he takes this energy and slides back. So actually for him it's the movements 15 and 16, and for me there is only one movement in this moment of a kumijo. Okay, so let's have a look at these four movements together once again in a more fluid way, without many explanations. So I open, Durward is making a ski, he's making the block, and as he wants to attack me, I do a block, and he takes this energy from the block to pull back the jaw in preparation for the next movement, for his next push. Difficult to say attack for me because he is the defender, so it's difficult to say that the defender is attacking, but this is actually what is happening in this part of the kumijo, that he is putting the pressure on me. So after the initial part, the first 12 movements where I was actually more attacking, we reset the position and actually he starts putting pressure on me. So thanks for watching and see you again in another video.